Earlier this week, Peking University professor Cao Wenxuan, 62, was named at the fair as winner of the 2016 Hans Christian Andersen Prize. It's an annual award, a gold medallion presented by the Queen of Denmark, given to a living author for a lasting contribution to children's literature. Harriet Patty, International Relationships Department Manager at Beijing-based China Children's Book Expo, says Chinese professionals in this field are very open to work with foreigners in a very welcoming environment. The expo is an annual exposition which held its first edition in China in May last year.
In general, I think at the moment it's really developing a very international field. So there's a lot of books coming in from overseas and being published in China, but at the moment there's not so many going the other way. So actually one of the focuses of our expo is trying to improve the ratio there, so try to get more Chinese books out into the rest of the world as well. So giving space for publishers to talk about these kinds of cooperations as well. So I think there's a long way to go for the rest of the world having more of an understanding of Chinese books, because there's a lot of really, really beautiful works out there, a lot of amazing illustrators and really talented writers, a lot of talented young writers and established writers that I think the rest of the world maybe would be interested in.
Jacopo Della Ragione, creative director at the China Children's Book Expo, knows that China has not the same long tradition in children's books publishing as Italy has.
My personal experience of living and working in China is Chinese people learn very fast. The changes that I have seen during these years, and I come from a graphic design background, and I remember at the beginning the Chinese graphic designers were in awe of especially the Italian graphic design and design in general. And they would see that something unachievable, and yet working with them, they were learning and improving themselves at a very fast pace. So I would say it's just a matter of really few years until this is probably going to be flipped, and hopefully we, Western world, are going to be in a situation where we are learning from what is coming from China.
Leanne Bertolucci, International Foreign Rights Manager at the Zhongqi Editor Group, introduces that the group has been selling to publishers in China for many years. The group is Italy's largest publisher of children's books, which on Wednesday signed a memorandum of understanding with China Publishing Group at the fair.
The publishers in themselves are fantastic, and I have to say that we wouldn't be where we are today, also most recently because we work with agents international. So the Chinese publishers always want to know from us which books have sold the best, which books have received awards, and they always want to know a lot about the authors and the illustrators. And I think this basic curiosity shows how much they care deeply and how much they know the importance of children's books. And so for us, it's been a question of taking our best titles, our best sellers, and also the things that we think communicate most a kind of an international feeling of goodwill and growth and happiness for children.
Sergio Gianti, publisher and president of the Gianti Group, said the Memorandum of Understanding envisages a series of scientific children's books which will likely be presented in 2018 when China will be guest of honor at the Bologna Children's Book Fair.
The series will result from a collaboration between Chinese and Italian writers and illustrators and will feature a variety of scientific topics from astronomy to animals and seas. It is not an easy project, but we believe that children's books can be an important bridge for international dialogue and to hope for a better world.
Li Yan, vice president of China Publishing Group, says China features several thousands of children's books every year, and many of them exert huge influence. The group's Chinese Story Seeds and the World's Illustration Flower series has published house works.
A few years ago, we launched the project of the Chinese story Seeds and World's Illustration Flowers. We hope that using illustrated books with this approach, we could better connect China's storytellers and illustrations from other countries so to promote the interchange and collaboration between Chinese publishing groups and other major publishing groups abroad.